Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is our first session in doing a newspaper style Illustrator based locator map. And we're going to take it step by step. And the first step that we're going to go through is getting a source for your map. And this can come from a lot of different places. Online, the sort of standard go-to would be Google Maps. There is also MapQuest, and there is free to the public for us, the Lee County Property Appraisers website. But most of the time I found that just going with Google Maps is sort of easiest to work with. Just make sure that if you do use them, that you credit them in your map. All right. So when we're creating a map, one of the goals we have is to provide just the right amount of information. So in this instance, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be providing people with a locator map for Casa Lupita Cafe. All right. It's a nice little Mexican restaurant in my neighborhood. And it's pretty good, and I think it provides a pretty good example for establishing the proper sort of scope and scale of a small locator map. And the main goal for that is to provide enough information so that it's useful to people who are trying to get there, but not so much information that they get lost in too much detail. So context is everything. And the way we provide meaningful context is usually through landmarks. So if we were to take a little screen capture of this, the goal is to find just the right amount of detail. So if I were to pull way out here, that would probably be way too much detail, or too far out, zoom too far out to be meaningful to much of anyone. If I were to come in here and go really close, we would really only have one major landmark, so to speak, and that would be Daniels Parkway. I think that's a road that most people in the region know. So what we want to do is kind of split that difference and find just the right amount of data in there or visual information. So something like this would be pretty helpful. So here we can still see Daniels, right? But we can also see a bit of the airport in here, and everybody knows where the airport is. And then you can also make out a little bit of JetBlue Park or Fenway South, right? So it would probably be ideal for us to get a nice little snippet that incorporates some of that. So the next step would be to take a screen capture. And on a Macintosh, the way you do that is with a Command-Shift-4. And if you see, my cursor just turned into a little crosshairs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a box around what you want to take a picture of. Right? And we want to make sure that we get Fenway South in there and just enough detail. So what we would do is probably something kind of like that, right? And when you have about the right amount of information, you release, and you hear that little shutter sound, and that means that you've got a nice screen capture of that image. By default, that image is stored as a PNG file on your desktop. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get that onto your graphics template. So stay tuned.